of the month, and so we can now kiss September goodbye by midnight tonight. And tomorrow, hopefully, the weather will improve. I pray that it will be cooler, so we can all just chill out and be less stressed. But in the meantime, you are with us, and our program for today is going to be interesting. Marami sa inyo. There are many of you na naghahanap ng pagkakakitaan, paglalagyan ng pera, and I'm sure there are also many of you na tumataya, pumupusta, kung hindi sa loto, sa ending, sa STL, o kaya doon sa mga tupada. But today, I'm going to interview someone who will speak on behalf of a program of the Department of Finance. Ito yung pagkakakitahan, pwede mong pustahan, pero hindi ka lugi, from what I understand. Okay? From what I understand, for as little as 500 pesos, I think, you can bet your money that you could get a chance to win something like a condominium. We'll find out. And still keep your money. Aba, ano pa gusto ninyo? Pumusta ka na, meron ka pang pagkakataong manalo, pagkatapos you keep your money. Aba, let's find out about that. You know, mas maganda pa yatang pustahan to kaysa sa sabong, ano. In any case, after that interview that will be with Attorney Erwin Santa Ana of the National he's the National Deputy Treasurer of the Bureau of the Treasury. That's Attorney Santa Ana. And then after that, we'll speak with my friend, Congressman Ronnie Ong. He party list ang Probinsyano party list kasi may ginawa silang magandang project. Yung mga e-hub, e-learning hubs, basically ito yung mga lugar na pwedeng makapag-aral yung mga bata, makakonect, etc. Let's find out exactly what it is, how it works, and how they came up with it. And after Congressman Ronnie Ong, a bunch of guys will join us. And ito para doon sa mga mahilig magmotor at gigil ng mag-road trip. Okay? Kasi marami sa mga kakilala ko, like my discipleship group, my Bible study group. Ako lang ang walang motor, ako lang ang hindi nagmumotor. Dinidemonyo na ako nito mga to na bumili ng motor. But we will talk to former Senator JV Ejercito, who's also a good friend, Jay Taruc, who is almost like family, and who's a journalist, and Arnold Gonzales, Deputy COO for Marketing and Promotions of the Tourism Promotions Board. Because if you remember, when we interviewed the tourism board representative officer, nabanggit sa atin yung mototourism. So yun ang pag-uusapan natin, turistang motorsiklo. Okay, we'll check with all of them. We'll find out kasi ito raw si JB at si Jay Taruc. Sila raw may pakanan yan eh. Okay, so let's find out. In the meantime, here are the stories from the front page of the Philippine Star. Pala says that President Duterte does not intend to ban Facebook, but the chief executive only called out the social media giant for supposed censorship of the government's advocacies. Recall that in his speech last Monday night, Duterte said to Facebook, "If you cannot help me protect the government interest, then let's talk." Among the pages that Facebook has taken down due to coordinated inauthentic behavior are the Hands Off Our Children page of the military. Meanwhile, the lower house is also set to conduct a probe on Facebook and its actions. Next up, Marinduque Congressman Lord Alan Velasco is finally set to take over the House leadership on October 14 after the meeting of the lawmakers with President Duterte last night. President Duterte met with Velasco, House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano, and other leaders of the lower house last night in an attempt for mediation after the recent bickering on whether who should be the next House Speaker. Back in 2019, a term-sharing agreement was brokered by Duterte for Cayetano and Velasco. But recently, a House supermajority was reportedly throwing support for Cayetano to continue his speakership. Ayan na po. Ito po yan. Ito po yung nandoon sa front page ng Philippine Star. Ayan, Duterte ends row, Velasco sits as speaker on October 14. Ayan na. So, magkakatotoo na yung panaginip ni Lord Alan Velasco. The question is, will he be happy in the end? Because, you know, there is that proverbial saying na be careful what you wish for. Eh, ang pinakamahirap, yung papasok ka sa isang organisasyon or uupo ka sa isang posisyon pagkatapos may 200 taong nakaganyan. Baka mamaya biglang makudeta naman siya. Binigay nga sa kanya ni Presidente Duterte, baka makudeta siya. And also, while I compliment the President for stepping in and putting an end to this sorry, but the only thing I can call it is, you know, childish bickering and the lack of word of honor, medyo nakaka-concern din because it basically makes fact of the claim that there is no longer a difference between the executive and the legislative branch of government. Kumbaga, wala nang independence. Kasi kung yung presidente na ang pumapasok para mapili o madesisyonan kung sino ang upo, medyo iba na yan. Okay, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it works. And I wish the new speaker, the incoming speaker, all the luck in the world because all the eyes in Congress will be on him and all the hands will be open for him. I just hope they will also be clapping for him. Okay. And next up, if mayors will have their way, they would only want to move to the most lenient quarantine protocol if there is a sustained decline of COVID-19 cases in the National Capital Region. San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora said that while the interventions in the Metro Manila are working, they feel it is not yet the right time to shift to modify GCQ. The president recently declared to retain GCQ status over NCR for the month of October. Now, gets ko yung sentimento ni Zamora, ng mga mayor, nangangamba sila. They're very concerned that, you know, if we open up the gates, everyone will come rushing out like the hordes and then everyone will get sick. I get that, okay? Pero walang pinagkaiba yan doon sa nangyari doon sa Dolomite White Sand Beach Club. Kumbaga, inopen for one day, nagdagsaan ang tao, natanggal yung chief of police dong Ermita District. Pero if you go back and analyze the situation, what happened? It was not properly planned and coordinated. So on a bigger scale, if we want Metro Manila or the National Capital Region to slowly transition to modify GCQ or a more relaxed quarantine, we have to plan for it. Hindi ho pwede. I'm sorry, Mayor Francis Zamora. Hindi pwede yung we will wait for the numbers to go down because the numbers are not going to go down unless we really have intentionality. Dito, ano nangyari? May gagalaw yung isang department, mag-aanunsyo isang opisyal, may magkokontra sa inanunsyo ng isang opisyal. Get your acts together and stop trying to preserve a status quo that leads us to nowhere, okay? Because that's our problem. You have a national agency, hindi nga agency, yung IATF, task force lang yan. Hindi yan national body to coordinate everything. Task force dictating on national policy. Hello, excuse me, but in any case, sorry, I don't want to lose my temper on such a beautiful day. But here's the deal. Numbers will go down eventually. But right now, we already have to prepare for it. We should not live our lives being scared of it. Because, other countries are already living with the problem, coexisting with COVID-19. And until we train people, educate people to how to act and prevent it, we're all going to be under quarantine until the September 2021. Yan ba ang gusto ninyo? Baka naman gusto ninyo yan kasi kayo lang yung nakakaikot, wala kayong masyadong problema, di ba? Kinakokontrol nyo tao. Well, that's abnormal. That is not the new normal. That is abnormal. In any case, we'll move on with our program. Bago po tayo madulas ang dila, ay sabi nga nila, bawas-bawasan ang comment. Okay. Let's go to the good news. Sabi ko sa inyo, may ginawa si Secretary Sani Dominguez and yung kanyang team sa Department of Finance na concept. I don't know if it's new, it's old, but I like it. It's called, sila na pag-announce natin. Let's bring in Attorney Erwin Santa Ana, National Deputy Treasurer, Bureau of Treasury. Paano ba ang title? Kasi
Good morning, Cito.
Sir, good morning, attorney. Alam mo, matagal na ako naghahanap ng pupustahan eh. Pupustahan na sigurado. Ano ba yung premyo na sinasabi ng Department of Finance?
Thank you for the invitation first, Sir Cito. Yung premium bonds is really an idea of Secretary Dominguez, as you correctly pointed out. This actually was conceptualized because of Filipinos' love for raffles. Yun, pag mananalo ka ng premyo, parang, there's a natural push for Filipinos to actually join those raffles. So, Secretary said, why don't we spice up our usual fundraising activities and introduce some prizes so that we can get the retail of retail to actually join the fundraising of government. So it started with that idea, and then at the end of the day, we were able to conceptualize Premio Bonds para sa bayan. We launched it last year, December of 2019. It has a 1-year maturity. The good thing about Premio Bonds is that you will get your principal back. When you invest for as low as 500 pesos, babalik yung 500 pesos na yon after 1 year. So wala ka talagang talo. And what's more, you get to earn interest on a quarterly basis. So 4 times in that 1-year tenor, you will be receiving a coupon or interest of 3%. And wait, there's more because there are prizes, as you mentioned. So investors can actually win cash prizes of up to 1 million pesos. So meron kaming third prize na 20,000, second prize of 100,000, and first prize of 1 million pesos. And the 1 million peso winner per quarter will receive also a residential property. So in the form of a house and lot or a condominium unit. So this is where our participating institutions come in. So we have partnered with Phoenix Academy, the Financial Executive Academy of the Philippines, who actually reached out, with our help, of course, to our real property developers in the country. So we partnered with 4 real property developers such as Vistaland, ProFriends, Mega World, and Double Dragon. So they each pledged to give out to the 1 million peso winner either a house and lot or a condominium unit. So it makes investing much more attractive and much more exciting. So that's what this product is all about.
Okay, matanong ko lang, Attorney Santa Ana, kasi alam mo, mahina talaga ako sa mathematics eh. sabi mo 3% per quarter. So kung bibili ng premium bond, if someone buys a premium bond, it costs 500 pesos per bond, okay, per paper, ano, I assume. Pagkatapos sabi mo every 3 months or every quarter, merong interest yan na 3%. Compounding ba yan? So meaning, okay, so bumili ka kunyari January. So by end of March, magkakaroon ka na ng 3%. Magkano yun?
Actually, it's not per quarter, 3% per annum. So,
Per annum.
per
Okay,
annum.
okay.
Oo.
Sorry,
So,
sorry. Mali
it
dinig
has,
ko eh.
oo, sir. Yung 500 pesos mo, although admittedly it's just 3% and then meron ka pang final withholding tax na 20%, so effectively 2.4% yung manineto mo na interest from your investment. So that's quite small.
Magkano yun?
Kasi 3% of 500 nasa ano lang yan 1.5 lang yan. Piso lang, 150 lang, kumbaga.
Okay.
Oo. But the point of actually investing here is you're looking for the possibility of winning these big prizes, which is actually we feel it's commensurate to the risk that you're actually taking.
Okay, no, walang duda doon, no? I have no doubts about that. Kanya ako nga pinick up kagad itong announcement ni Secretary Sani Dominguez because marami pumupusta sa loto 20-20 araw-araw. Eh sa 10 araw, 200 na yon. Sa isang
Yes, sir.
buwan, eh 600 na yon. Eh di pumusta ka na lang dito sa premium bond. Kung tumama ka ng 20, 100 o 1 million, may house and lot pa, eh medyo maganda laban mo.
Yes, sir. That's the point of actually promoting this to the retail. Not only will it support government's effort, for financial inclusion, it will also help mobilize savings and investments, especially in the time of the pandemic. Maraming nangailangan ng pera, pero kung nakapag-invest ka way ahead or nakapaghanda ka for these difficult times, then you have something to actually bank on or count on in this difficult time.
Attorney Santana, let's go then to how to purchase o paano ba bumili nitong bonds na ito. Kasi alam mo, isang daing ng maraming Pilipino ngayon, hindi sila makapusta sa loto kasi natatakot silang ma-COVID. Eh ngayon, baka pahirapan din yung bonds na yan. Pwede ba yung mabili online o saan ba yan? Kasi alam mo, in the past, I myself have tried buying certain bonds. Eh, tinamaan ng ewan, kailangan mo pang pumunta sa broker, kailangan pa ganito, ganon. Sabi ko, ay, ilagay na lang yan sa ilalim ng kutsyon or something. Walang mangyayari dyan sa broker.
Okay, so that's the traditional way of investing in government bonds. So pupunta ka sa bank branches kasi you have to have a bank account, for you to be able to start investing. So the over-the-counter mode is still available. If you have a bank deposit with, let's say, Bank X, you have to go to the branch and then transact there. That option is still open. Although the Bureau and the Department of Finance have implemented ways for more access and convenience to investors.
Okay.
So we have launched our online ordering facility. So what investors would need to do is just log in to our website www.treasury.gov.ph, for which they can actually purchase bonds there. We are connected with 4 institutions now to our website: Land Bank, DBP, China Bank, and First Metro Securities. So if you have bank accounts with these banks and institutions, you can directly purchase bonds through our website.
Tsaka hindi ito pang mayaman lang. I hope hindi ito pang mayaman lang kasi sinabi mo land bank. Karamihan ng Pilipinong kilala ko sa probinsya nasa land bank nag-deposito. Ngayon, meron bang minimum yan? Kasi baka naman yan katulad ng isang malaking korporasyon. Gusto ko sanang bumili noon nung may konti ako naipon. Eh biglang sinabihan ako, sir, minimum ganito, ganito. Parang para akong bumili ng kotse. Sabi ko, di bali na lang.
Oh, well, that's true, sir. There are minimum deposit that you have to make before you can actually create a bank account.
Mm.
Depende po yan sa polisiya nung bangko. I
Oh,
understand from Land Bank, it's just a minimum of 500 pesos, and sometimes those
yun.
initial deposit amount is actually waived. So
Mm.
just check on the branches near you, or you can contact these banks for that minimum amount of deposit. Sir Cito, I just wanted to also introduce the other way of
Oh,
investing that we
Erwin,
introduced. Yeah,
time
yeah.
out lang, time out. Kasi baka hindi mo
Okay.
na-get yung sinabi ko. Ang ibig ko sabihin, pag bumili ba ng premium bonds, may minimum? O pwede bang isang piraso, 500, talo-talo na? Or kailangan so many pieces bago ka makabili?
Minimum po of 500. If you have 500
Ah,
pesos, you can already participate in this investment. And you are entitled with one raffle entry.
okay.
So you can invest more if you have more money, of course. And then magkakaroon ka na, kung halimbawa 5,000 ang pera mo, gusto mong
Mm.
i-invest, you will have 10 raffle entries. So 10
Mhm.
chances of winning in the raffle. So,
Aha.
kasali ka sa first quarter rewards draw. Pag hindi ka nanalo doon, ibig sabihin, it doesn't mean that you will not be eligible for the succeeding draws. There are three more draws wherein you can actually win. So,
Okay.
oo. So, apat na raffle draws kasama ka.
Okay, ngayon, bago tayo lumipat doon sa isa pang produkto mo, I just wanted to find out kasi alam mo, merong mga meron talaga mga sweetik eh. Gusto nila, kuyang, gawin natin, bili tayo sa iba-ibang bangko para yung pag nag-raffle, iba-iba. Kasi di ba parang mga raffle yan sa mga hardware, sa mga butika. A lot of people will go through the effort of going through different drop-off boxes just to increase their chances of winning. Eh, yan ba pwede or you can only buy the raffle ticket where you have a bank account?
Okay. Actually, marami ho kaming selling agents. We call the banks that distribute the premium bonds as selling agents. So in
Okay.
the last premium bonds offering, we partnered with 6 banks, no?
Okay.
And you can actually purchase the bonds from these banks.
Mhm.
It's true, if you have a bank account from each of those banks, you can actually buy. So
Mm.
if you want to add your chances of winning, you can actually buy from any of those 6.
Oh,
But
pero kailangan ba na may bank account?
kailangan ho na may bank account. If you do the traditional over the counter transaction. So if you go to, let's say we mentioned already Land Bank, you have to have
Oh.
a Land Bank account. Oo.
Ayun, medyo suggestion ko na lang, Attorney Erwin, dapat siguro pwedeng over-the-counter purchase kasi I'm sure maraming gustong bumili na kahit magdagdag na lang sila piso, 2 piso, 5 pisong processing fee, di ba? Kasi maraming Pilipino ang umaasa at saka
Mm.
I see the importance of this, Erwin. It's not just for gambling or increasing the chance of having a windfall, but it's going to teach people to save money. It's
That's right.
going to make people put money aside and then educate people or have a better appreciation on government bonds, treasury bonds. Because I have to say, no, this is a very creative concept, very creative product, and it speaks to the culture. Sabi mo nga, takaw rapol tayo eh. Nako, yan ang iiiyak na maraming Pilipino pagdating nitong Pasko kasi walang Christmas
Walang
party,
raffle.
walang raffle. Anyway, carry on, Attorney.
Yes, actually, we have taken that suggestion earlier on that we have to cast a wider net so that we
Mhm.
can reach out to more investors. That's
Mhm.
why we partnered with Union Bank in the last transaction, wherein they are offering a mobile app, no,
Mhm.
bonds.ph. This is a mobile app. You can access it via your iOS device or Android. It doesn't matter if you have a bank account, actually. If you have an e-wallet, for example, GCash, Paymaya, you can actually invest in government bonds. So we will roll that out in the next Premium Bond offering, which we expect to launch by mid of November. So we will add this feature so that hindi lang kailangan na bank account, pwede rin yung mga e-wallet na-establish mo na, verify that you can actually participate and invest in your mobile phone.
Attorney Erwin, sabihan mo kay Secretary Sani Dominguez, bilis-bilisan yan. Dapat yan ang inuna ninyo, yung GCash, yung e-wallets. Kasi alam mo, sobrang daming Pilipino ngayon, dyan na nagbabangko eh. Diyan na yung kanilang financial transactions is all already electronic. And I myself, I mean, you know, if I'm scared to go to the bank, you know. So
Yes.
like tinitipid ko na lang yung pera ko natitira kasi sabi ko pupunta akong bangko baka kung ano pa ma-withdraw ko diyan. In any case, okay, so you were talking about another product?
Yes, it's bonds.ph. We have tested it out in the last retail treasury bond offering. Bonds.ph. It's
Okay.
a mobile app, Sir Cito. And we have partnered with Union Bank, to be able to launch this app. And we actually got very encouraging results the first time we tried it out, because not only Filipinos in the Philippines got to invest, also OFW, sir. We received several millions of pesos of investments coming from OFWs, because they can just download the app and then fill up the customary details that we need to be able to verify that person, and then that's it. It's just the easiest actually way of investing.
Okay, just a quick question, Attorney Erwin, because we've run out of time. You seem to be the bonds expert. Are there any quick tip type of bond that you could also mention aside from premium bond? Yung kumbaga more traditional pero hindi kailangan ng masyadong malaking pera at saka hindi masyadong long term, kasi parang I think the tradition with bonds is 5-year bonds, 10-year bonds. Meron bang 2-year bonds and better returns than time deposits?
Okay. Generally, the bonds that the government issues are higher yielding than usual time deposits that the banks offer. Makikita ho natin yan, katulad na lang nitong premium bonds, you're offering 3%. Magkano po ang savings rate ngayon? Magkano ang time deposit rates ng ibang bangko? So it's generally much higher than what the banks offer. So it's a good investment proposition for everyone. Good thing about this is, of course, you can earn prices as I've mentioned.
Yeah.
But we offer also traditional bonds, as you mentioned. Ito po yung mga usual na mga treasury bonds that we auction off every week or every other week, ranging from 3, 5, 7, 10 years, even 20 years tenor. Medyo long-term po yan. That's why we have put in a shorter tenor that will be accessible for retail investors. Itong premium bonds nga po na 1 year. And 2 times this year, we issued retail treasury bonds. So ito po naman yung minimum denomination niya 5,000 pesos.
Last question, mabilisan na lang. What about risks? Because COVID-19 and everybody all over the world, governments are saying they're losing money, they have poor economy. Hindi ba delikado yung mga pumupusta sa gobyerno?
Definitely not, Sir Cito, because of course this is backed by the full faith and credit of the Republic of the Philippines. No, so we're backed by the taxing power of the state, and of course we from the National Treasury make sure that all debt of the national government are actually duly and timely serviced. So unlike deposits of wherein there is a PDIC coverage of 500,000 up to 500,000 pesos, ito po, even if you invest more, it is the government's direct obligation. So virtually risk-free po ito compared to other deposits.
Okay, well, we will try to give you more time in the future, Attorney. Basta kung meron kayong po-promote ni Secretary Sunny Dominguez, please contact lang kami kasi kami naman, we are here first and foremost to educate Filipinos, familiarize them with government, and give them a good deal like the Premio Bond. Thank you very much, Attorney.
Thank you, Sir Cito, and good morning.
Okay, that's Deputy Treasurer, National, hindi po local yan, hindi yan local, National Deputy Treasurer Attorney Erwin Santa Ana to help you understand yung Premio Bonds. Kasi alam nyo, masyado nating pinopokus pagdating mo sa mag-time deposit ka na lang. Ganito, gano'n. Nako, yan. Paano ka matatalo? Gobyerno na niyan. Bago matalo yung posta mo sa gobyerno, bangkarote na yung buong bansa. Okay, so that's Premio Bonds. The next offering, if I remember what he said, was November. And they are giving, for every 500 pesos, you get 3% interest per annum. Pero wala po yun, ha? Piso-piso lang yun sa 500. Ang importante, nakapagtago ka ng pera, may chance ka pa, ano sabi niya? 4 chances na manalo ka ng 20,000 or 100,000 or 1 million at may house and lot pa. Ano pa gusto mo? Pupusta ka sa loto, ilang milyon yung kalaban mo dun. What are the chances? Pagkatas ilang numbers, hindi po tayo galit sa pagkor. Kanya lang, ako po, sigurista ako, kumbaga sa sabong liamadista. Pero, ayan po, we'll go for a quick break. And when we come back, let's find out what are these e-hub, learning hubs na tinayo nitong ang Probinsyano party list with Congressman Ronnie here on Agenda. Okay, you're back here on Agenda. I'm Cito Beltran, and you are watching us via Signal TV channels 8 and 250, as well as facebook.com/, One News PH and YouTube One News PH. Now, before I start our next interview, I just want to thank our many viewers, lalo na po yung mga sumusulat who thank us for the variety of the subject matters that we feature on the program. We are trying to make an effort to really come up with different topics, different ideas, different businesses. Kagabi nga may tumawag sa akin na nagpapatulong kung pwede i-promote yung kanilang tiyangge. Medyo nawawa ko kasi tiyangge. Medyo COVID-19, posible ba? But apparently, they're developing a system. So we'll know. I don't know if it will pass muster with our executive producer because you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that we can't just feature a product, a person, or a concept if it will be a potential health risk, particularly under pandemic. Now, also there was also another message that was forwarded to me last night. Yun naman pong raise ng issue about e-learning, about parent-teacher association. Kumbaga, ang nangyayari, parang may mga parents ngayon na gustong diktahan yung education ng mga bata. And then there are also people who wanna discuss yung homeschooling. So in the future, I do hope the team will be able to get the people I wanted to get for homeschooling because alam niyo po, I just realized, and it was based on something that was shared to me recently, that all of us may find this situation where many parents now have to be the teachers for their children as very challenging and difficult. Pero ako na po magsasabi sa inyo, it may be a blessing in disguise. Because if you are a sensible parent, if you have good moral values, if you are a responsible parent, which I'm sure, and most parents, 99% of parents are, this will be a chance for you to train and raise up the children in the values that you believe in, that you aspire for them to have. Kumbaga, no, ikaw yung magiging guro, ikaw yung magiging moral compass nitong mga batang to para magkaroon. As they say in the Bible, raise a child in the way they must go, and for life, they will follow that. Okay? Medyo paraphrase na lang po yung sa Bible, no? Kasi hindi ako masyadong magaling. In any case, let's go to our next interview. Congressman Ronnie Ong, ang Probinsyano party list, he came up, or they came up with e-Eskwela Hubs. Congressman Ronnie Ong, are you there, my friend?
Hello, good morning po, Kuya Cito. Good morning po.
Good morning, Congressman Ronnie Ong. Ronnie, ano ba yung e-Eskwela na yan? Kasi alam mo, yung mga kakilala ko, ang ginagawa, inuman at saka ikwentuhan. Mabuti ka pa, meron kang e-Eskwela.
Actually, pag-isipan po natin together with the private enterprise, Front Row Philippines. Alam naman natin nagkakaproblema right now ang DepEd with regard to they call it the e-learn in the new normal education, blended education, I mean. So we came up with this e-hubs. Nagbubukas po tayo sa mga LGUs na specifically barangays na mga educational hubs. We call it front row e-hubs. Dito po magkakaroon po tayo ng mga desktop PCs with free internet, free printing, of course with social distancing protocols. May mga acrylic dividers, UV lights for the center, magkakaroon ng cleaning para ho magamit po ng mga teachers and students to help them with education, with schooling, I mean.
Okay, now ilang sites yan and saan yung mga locations na yon?
Okay, as of now, we were able to open 9 hubs. Meron na po tayo sa Baguio. Meron na tayong 6 hubs sa Camotes Island and Danao, Tuburan in Cebu. We also have Manila. We also have Pasig. magkakaroon na rin po tayo sa Batangas, Bohol, Bacolod, General Santos, Surigao, and Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Norte, La Union, and some other places po, Kuya Cito.
Okay, now para lang maintindihan ng tao kasi alam mo, Congressman Ronnie, pag pinag-uusapan niyang politics, yung mga ganyang projects, lagi pera ang concern ng mga tao. Now, yung One Eskwela Hub or Learning Center, ano basically ang features, pang ilang tao, and magkano inaabot yan? Para malaman naman ng tao na yung perang napupunta sa mga development funds ninyo ay hindi nabubulsa kundi nakakatulong sa kanila.
Okay, first po, this is free. Wala pong spendings ang government dito. That's why po, Kuya Cito, nakipag-partner po tayo sa a private company, Front Row Philippines. Sila po ang nag-sponsor ng everything from desktops to printers to papers and everything else, including the tables, acrylic dividers. Sila ho lahat nag-sponsor para wala akong gasto.
Sino ba yung front row na yan, Congressman Ronnie? Kasi parang pag sinasabi mong front row, naaalala ko yung naaalala ko lang yung mga artista eh.
Opo, sila po yun, meron po silang multi-level marketing company. It's a company, naging kaibigan po natin sila, so in-approach po natin sila and I showed them the plan. Sabi ko, meron naman kayong front row cares na parang social civic work nila, baka pwede naman nyo kaming tulungan sa proyekto na to. Kasi Kuya Cito, nagsimula po ito noon, actually isa tayo po sa naging proponent na postponement ng school opening. Somehow nagbigay po tayo ng atin na panukala na iwag muna sana ibuksan ng mga eskwelahan dahil hindi pa talaga ready ang bayan natin for school opening. So, together with Front Row, napag-isipan po natin na gawin po itong mga e-hubs para makatulong dahil just like I think yesterday, may isa pong guro from Surigao, na-aksidente po siya. Wala naman ho nangyari sa kanya, pero na-aksidente po siya dahil he was trying to deliver mga modules to students.
Yung printed learning module.
Opo. So, kaya po natin talaga napag-isipan to. Siyempre, Kuya Cito, realidad naman na hindi naman natin kaya buksan lahat-lahat for the whole country. Sana po tularan, gayahin po ng ibang LGUs at magbukas po ng bawat barangay ng isang e-hub. Makakatulong po ito kahit na after COVID, after pandemic, this will continue to help our students and teachers.
You know, I like that statement of yours, Congressman Ronnie Ong, because while talking to you, and hindi naman sa pagyayabang to, magkakilala naman tayo, pareho naman tayo ng mga ginagawa. No? Recently, ako nga, kasi meron akong 3 pinapaaral dun sa tabi ng farm ko, sinabi nila, sir, magiging problema namin yung connectivity, Kuya Cito, kasi puro kami sa cellphone lang. So with the help of PLDT, na-requestan ko si Marco Borlongan, sabi ko baka pwede naman yung kabitan ng fiber optic yung aking lugar kasi gagawa ako ng isang space doon sa farm kung saan pwedeng makapag-aral yung mga scholar. 4 na sila, 3 or 4 na. And nakabitan nila. And nagkabit sila ng fiber optic, yung ano ba tawag mo no, Wi-Fi. And the kids, they're all high school, college. Doon na sila nag-aaral doon sa bahay sa Lipa. You've been there. And sabi ko nga, maybe yung sinabi mo na yung panawagan mo that other people copy your concept with front row. Kasi I think people should really consider kasi hindi naman natin kailangan yung Wi-Fi na yan 24 hours eh.
At saka realidad ho ng buhay, Kuya Cito, hindi naman lahat ng magulang and also places na may internet or kung may internet man lang, sometimes hindi kaya if may more than 2 kids ka gumagamit ng internet. Alam naman natin bumabagal po to. And I think this also came from DepEd Secretary Briones herself, na hindi naman ho magbe-blended education sila, meaning marami hong places hindi ho through online learning pero pag print out po ng mga modules. So ginawa po natin tong konsepto na to thinking na teachers, both teachers and students, pwede ho sila pumunta dito sa mga e-hubs natin to download the files, mag-print out po dahil libre po ang printing. And tuloy-tuloy po ang suportan natin sa mga e-hubs, hindi po to one time. Meron tayong funds talaga para i-support to na tuloy-tuloy ang mga papers, inks, of course, the internet, para hindi ho mahirapan. And of course, Kuya Cito, pinaka-importante, bawal po ang games dito and bawal po ang social media.
So, sino naman ang nagbabantay noon na congressman? Kasi syempre baka matalikod ka biglang Battle Galactica na o kung ano ba ang pangalan doon. Oh.
First, kami po, yung office po natin, we are closely monitoring each e-hubs. Meron po tayong weekly and monthly reports. At the same time, tumutulong din po ang LGU and mostly po ang nagpapatakbo po sa mga t-shirts din po. Para mabantayan ho talaga ng mabuti.
Okay, so and they're located where? I mean, physically sa loob ng eskwelahan yung mga e-hub na yan o meron bang cafe, internet cafe? Paano ba is physical location?
Mostly po dun sa mga provincial po nasa eskwelahan po mismo ng sa loob po mismo ng eskwelahan. But some of them po nasa barangay halls po or na malapit po sa barangay. And of course, we make sure na malapit po sa eskwela. Like the one we opened in Manila is in Santa Mesa. Outside lang po may 3 eskwelahan na sineservisan po yung barangay. So malaking bagay ho sa mga teachers and students.
And how many more do you intend to put up?
We are looking at 25 to 30 e-hubs po, or front row educational e-eskwela po namin. We call it front row e-eskwela. We're planning po mga at least 25 to 30. So tuloy-tuloy lang po tayo.
Yun, plano pa lang yun at kung sakasakali, yun lang ang kakayanin kasi Front Row naman is a private organization. But in reality, based on what you know, mga ilan ba ang kailangan talaga nationwide?
Nako sir, sobrang dami. Actually, we are already studying, mag-file din po tayo ng House Bill na kung pwede ho maging requirement na ho sa bawat barangay na magkaroon ng sarili nilang educational hubs. So sana maging batas po to at mabigyan ho ng budget ng national government natin. But we know, Kuya Cito, in reality, matagal ho din magpasa ng isang batas. But for now, that's why I'm encouraging most of the private companies together with the local government to sana makapagbukas po sila ng kanya-kanya nilang mga educational hubs all over the country.
Okay. Congressman Ronnie Ong, may request na lang ako. Could you please also include state universities? Hindi naman yung kayo pa ang gagawa, no? Kasi alam ko, UP, maraming alumni yan. Maraming mayayaman na mga alumni yan. Yung Lasal, Ateneo. I mean, Lasal, Ateneo, medyo private yan. Hindi na nila problema yan. Pero yung state universities and colleges, I know there is such a need for that kind of facility inside dahil alam mo meron kaming inaalagaan na tiga UP Baguio ay nako hindi na lang ako magsasalita pero kung ako si Digong baka maraming nawalan ng trabaho dun sa UP dahil hindi natin na provide ng ample internet, printing facilities katulad niyang pinoprovide ninyo ng Front Row, no? UP Baguio needs it and other universities need it and I hope you will include the state universities and colleges, Congressman.
We will kasi po the last time I think I was able to meet and talk with President Danny Concepcion of UP. And na-mention po niya, I think more than 10,000 students all over UP ang may kailangan po ng tulong. So we'll work on that also, sir.
Okay, good luck. And kung kailangan mangulit, sabihan mo lang ako para araw-arawin natin. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kuya Cito.
And congratulations for doing such an important project. And congratulations also to Front Row. Sana ay maging matuwid, matatag ang kanilang negosyo and kanilang paninindigan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kuya Cito, and good morning.
Okay, that's Congressman Ronnie Ong and wag po nating maliitin yung gano'n na nagse-set up. You know, all of us have one form or another have some means to set up kasi magkano lang naman yung yung magpakabit ng PLDT fiber optic 100 Mbps. Abay, sabihin mo ng 6,000 buwan-buwan. Eh kung makakatulong ka sa pag-aaral ng estudyante para mag-excel sa kanilang pag-aaral, whether in high school, elementary, or in college, you're investing in the future of children. You're not spending money, you're investing. And alam niyo po, makuwento ko lang. Alam ko, sandali lang, Gab, no? Makuwento ko lang. Meron pong kaopisina yung nanay ko noon sa SSS. Yung my mother, Marita, had an office mate. Di ko lang matandaan yung mga pangalan nila. Husband and wife, may maid sila na nagkaroon ng opportunity magtrabaho abroad. Ginastusan nila yung passport, yung ticket, etc. Tinulungan nila, parang tulong na nilang nila, nagmagandang loob sila, pina-abroad nila yung bata. Pagkatapos, legitimate lahat. And then time passed, wala na, matanda na, nakalimutan na nila, etc. And then the couple came into hard times. Nagkasakit yung husband, yung alik, naka-opisina ng mama ko, was just living on her pension, etc. And one day, nag-appear yung kanilang ex-maid. Ngayon donya na, mayaman na, at kahon-kahon ng mga pasalubong ang dinala, tinulungan sila, etc. They never expected it. The good that they invested on this maid, on this domestic helper, return to them in their greatest hour of need. Okay? Let's remember that. And we don't invest or we don't spend because of a return, but we invest because we want the children to have a better future. Okay, atin ang puntahan, sandali, puntahan nga natin. Nako, itong dalawang to, puntahan natin. Wala na raw kaming break, sabi ni Gab. Meron pong dalawang Ginoo, mahilig magmotorsiklo. Pag-usapan nga natin itong plano. Umpisahan ko muna with former Senator JV Ejercito, journalist Jay Taruc, and Arnold Gonzales, Deputy COO for Marketing and Promotions, Tourism Promotions Board. Punta na tayo sa Moto Tourism. Gentlemen, are you there? Sandali. Sandali, ano ba nangyari?
Ayun, good morning!
Tinanervyos mo naman ako, Taruc.
Good morning, Kuya Cito. Good morning sa mga viewers, sa mga nakikinig dito sa Agenda.
Okay, Jay, may atraso ka pa sa akin, ha?
Nako.
Hanggang ngayon, wala pa akong motorsiklo. Hindi, wala pa akong motorsiklo. Nandito na si Arnold Gonzales. Arnold, welcome to the program.
Thank you for Cito. Good morning and good morning, Sir Jay.
Good morning po.
Good morning, Arnold. May pinopromote daw kayo ni Jay at ni JB na moto tourism. Paano ba yan? Wala pa yung motorsiklong pinapahanap ko kay Taruc eh.
Anyway, malapit ka na magkamotorsiklo at sabay na tayong magbabiyahe sa napakagagandang mga tanawin, mga puntahin, no? Kahit dyan sa Nueva Ecija, pwede na tayo magmotorsiklo, kuya.
Okay, anyway. Sabihin, pabigyan muna natin ng pagkakataon to si Ginoong Gonzales, Arnold Gonzales. Yeah. Arnold, what exactly is this moto tourism about?
Okay, itong mototurismo po, this is a project of the Tourism Promotions Board. Kami po ang marketing and promotions arm ng Department of Tourism. So we are partnering with the motorcycle groups. Ayan po sina Senator JV, sina Sir Jay. And basically, we want to, to anchor on the riders as our ambassadors for domestic tourism. Alam niyo po, di ba, nung huling State of the Nation address ni Presidente, sinabi niya na he encouraged our kababayans to visit our domestic, our destinations here in the Philippines. Alam niyo po, tapos tamang-tama, di ba, social distancing, mag-isa lang sila sa motor. Okay, so tamang-tama, mapopromote yung social distancing natin dito. And then also, this will be an economic driver for our country. Kasi syempre ang mga motorcycle riders, they spend sa mga gasoline stations, sa mga accommodation establishments when they stay there overnight, and yung kanilang through social media, they're able to showcase the destinations where they are going. And so kami po sa Tourism Promotions Board, we're coming up with a mototourism caravan. Yan, in partnership with different groups. So this will be starting November 28th. Tatlong phases po ito. So one in Luzon, one in Visayas, and one in Mindanao. For Luzon and Visayas, this will be from November 28 to December 2. Sa Mindanao, nakikipag-usap pa ho kami, fina-finalize pa ho ito with Mr. Lacson, John D. Lacson. So, iikot po, ang Luzon, iikot siya na may ruta, no? Mga 5 days yung Luzon. Pupunta siya sa Baler, sa Apari, sa Vigan, tapos pupunta ng Subic, and then back to Manila. Mag-uumpisa po yan sa Quirino Grandstand, sa Luneta. Yung sa Visayas naman, mag-uumpisa po yan sa sa Iloilo, iikot yan ng buong Panay Island. We'll go to Antique, Calibo, tapos pupunta siya, magko-cross and pupunta sa Negros. Ayan po.
Sige. Time out tayo, Sir Arnold. Eto na, si Senator JV Ejercito. Isa pa ito. Okay, isa pa itong galit sa biyahe. Welcome to the program, Sen JV.
Hi, hello Cito, hello Jay, at sa ating kasama, siyempre
Good morning.
sa ating kakampi sa Tourism Promotions Board, no? Maraming salamat sa support.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Okay, matanong ko lang nga kayong dalawang magaling na lalaki, Sen JB at saka si Jay. Wala ba kayong kasawa-sawa sa pagmumotor kung saan-saan?
Ako muna siguro. Sen, ikaw muna. Kwento mo yung ating weekly habit, no? Kasi alam mo po yung Cito, kami ni Sen JV, it's not uncommon for us to plan rides, no? Pag weekends, lalong-lalo na bago mag-pandemya. Marami kasi tayong pwedeng puntahan, no? Na hindi naman kalayuan, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, on a motorcycle. And mga nearby provinces yan. Hindi naman yan pwedeng maglalaan ka ng malaking budget. Napakalapit ng Cavite, napakalayan. Tagaytay, paborito nating puntahan yan for a breakfast ride, no? Itong Pampanga, no? Pupunta kami ng Clark, magbe-breakfast. Maraming mga destinations at hindi lang natin siguro napapansin, no? Dun sa mga non-riders, but for us, sa community, napaka-normal sa amin. It's a natural parang activity for us. And syempre stressed out ka, no, for the whole week. Probably nagtatrabaho ka ng Monday to Friday, gusto mo mag-unwind. Isa sa mga activities namin yan. And thousands, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, ginagawa yan, Sen JV. Yung mga kaibigan nating riders sa Visayas at Mindanao, meron silang mga weekly rides din. And dito nga sa aming program, sa Ride PH, na umi-ere dito sa One Use, in partnership with TPB, no? Tourism Promotions Board, ay mag-feature kami, Kuyang. Nag-feature na kami, actually, it started last Saturday, every week ng mga 9 destinations sa pwede nating puntahan. Paborito ng mga destinations yung iba dyan, no? Alam na ng mga kapwa natin rider, but ito, yung mga non-riders, baka, makadiscover din sila ng ilang mga places, no? And ito nga, Senator JV, kasama namin yan sa mga pinupuntahan namin.
Hindi, kasi alam mo, nung huli kong nakasalubong si Senator JV Ejercito, nakabisikleta siya eh. Sabi ko, sa loob-loob ko ganyan ba nangyayari sa COVID-19 na quarantine, hindi makapagmotor palabas ng Metro Manila? Sen JB.
Well, alam mo, Tito, dati tayo magkasama, no? Siguro 20 years ago, kaya sila Boss ECJ. I've always been anything that has engines, no? I was dati car guy ako, no? Nagkakasama tayo, nagkakape, we are car enthusiasts. Pero lately, parang feeling ko kasi, Kuya Sito, nag-iba na yung crowd, no?
Mhm.
In the last 10 years. Kaya mabuti naman nabalik ako sa motor. Yung pagmotor kasi iba rin yung crowd, no? Na walang ano rito, para lang kayo nagbisikleta, magbabarkada. Lahat nagdadamayan. Tsaka, gaya na nabanggit ni Jay, nako, yung mga lugar na hindi mo pupuntahan sa nakakotse ka, dito na pupuntahan mo sa motor, yung mga kasulok-sulukan, ang daming nadidiscover. Kuya Sito, like, for example, tayo, sanay tayo, Baguio lagi ang pinupuntahan natin. Pero kami mga nagmumotor, umaabot kaming Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Apayao, no? So,
Oo.
yan naman ang pinag-uusapan namin sa Tourism Promotions Board nung nagkausap kami ni Sec Berna Puyatromul at ni COO Antonetta Velasco that we want to promote places, no? Especially now with this pandemic, na we want to promote yung mga undiscovered places. Kaming mga riders, tulad ni Jay, yan yung mga alam namin, no? Masasarap yung pagkain, maganda lugar. So, tingin ko magandang chance ito to rediscover the Philippines. At maganda yung mga riders ang mag-share kasi talagang kahit saan sulok, Kuya Sito, napupuntahan namin eh.
Ito ang pinaka-importante palagay ko eh. Kasi mapopromote ng Tourism Promotions Board itong mga destination nito. Pero more importantly, lahat yung mga pasaway dyan na nag-i-sneaky, patagong nagro-road trip, ngayon maliligal na. Correct, di ba?
Tama
So,
naman.
puntahan natin, Arnold, paano ba magparehistro dyan? Kasi I'm sure dadagsain kayo, libo ang gustong sumama dyan. Kasi ngayon pinagtatalunan MGCQ, GCQ, kailangan i-push ang tourism. Paano ba mag-register dyan para makasigurong makakasama yung motor? At saka baka naman puro kayo mga big bikes, ha? Hindi pwede yung mga underbone.
Okay, Sir Cito, meron po kami mga kausap. Of course, tulong din ni na Senator JV, sina Mr. Jay Taruc. For Luzon, they have to register. It's open sa ating mga riders, pero syempre may mga safety protocols po tayong mga kailangan, no? So they have to register for Luzon through the Adventure Team Philippines kay Mr. Francis Rivera. Ngayon po, sa Visayas naman, they have to register also through the Thunderbugs Motorcycle Club through Mr. PJ Hinete. Sa Mindanao naman po, kay Mr. John D. Lacson, through the Mindanao Freedom Ride. So, ang registration is through them kasi kailangan ma-determine meron ba silang lisensya. Tapos bago implement po itong ating motorism caravan, may mga gagawin po kami. We'll make sure that they're all prepared. May webinar po kami. We'll make sure that lahat sila may lisensya. Tapos may mga safety protocols. We have to follow, of course, the safety protocols ng mga probinsya. Yeah.
Kasama ba dyan yung COVID testing, Arnold? Kasi, siyempre, ng katanungan ngayon, do I have to be tested? How quickly can we be tested? Kasi may time lag yan eh.
Opo. We will yes, kailangan po ang COVID testing nito. So we are arranging with we are coordinating with these different groups para maayos po. Hopefully definitely before November 28 bago lumarga lahat ang ating mga kaibigang riders.
Okay. O sige, we'll go for a quick break pero babalik pa rin tayo dahil binigyan namin kayo ng mahabang panahon pag-usapan to. Matanong ko rin kanila Jay at kay JB, anong klase bang bike ang the best para sa ganitong caravan? Kasi puro kayo motor, ako motokwento lang ako, kayo mototourism. Okay, we'll go for a quick break here on Agenda. Signal TV channels 8 and 250. Joining us at this part of the program are former Senator JV Ejercito, journalist Jay Taruc, and the Deputy COO for Marketing and Promotions, Tourism Promotions Board. Okay, gentlemen, tanungin ko, Jay, ikaw yung naglalako ng pagmumotor sa Himpapawid. Anong klase bang motor ang acceptable sa ganitong caravan?
Yung mga long rides, Kuyang Cito, normally, syempre, pipili ka ng malaking bike, diba? Lalong-lalo na kung maglalakbay ka from Luzon, let's say, to Visayas or Mindanao, mas komportable ka, mas kaya ng motorsiklo mo, hindi hirap. But with the Roro, no? Naging efficient na kasing Roro natin eh. May mga tumatawid na ng Roro gamit ang kanilang mga maliliit na motor, no? And in fact, napapag-usapan natin yung mototourism. Mabanggit ko lang noong 2006, no, nag-try kami na umikot ng Panay Islands using a small scooter, yung mga unang scooter ng Yamaha noon, 115cc lang yun eh. It's a Yamaha Nuvo. Kaya naman ng maliliit na motorsiklo. But siguro mas magandang gamitin itong maliliit na motor pagka mga short distances lang, pero kung mga hundreds of kilometers na, baka mahirapan tayo. So for every trip, Kuyang Cito, may mga proper na motorsiklo pwede kang gamitin. Ika nga, pag mga off-road naman, no? On-road, off-road, gaya ng mga nakikita natin yan, gamit namin ni Sen JV, this is a dual sport bike, no? On-road, off-road bike, an ADV, adventure bike. Pwede yan sa mga highways na sementado, pwede rin sa konting malubak na daan, no? Yan, pwede gamitin yan, yung mga ganyang klase ng motorsiklo.
JB, matanong ko lang, ikaw ba kasama sa nagplano ng mga ruta or dadaanan? Kasi yung magaling mong bayaw na si Roy Moralde, binabakbakan ng mga ibang nagmumotor. Sabi mo konti lang ang tubig, ba't nalubog yung motor namin?
Well, Kuya Cito, kasama sa adventure yan, ano? Pero, first of all, ako nagpapasalamat especially sa Tourism Promotions Board. Kaya, through Deputy COO Andrew, sila COO Antoinette, Attorney Antoinette, very supportive, no? Sa ating mga riders. And, napakaganda rin at especially, parang nagsama-sama eh. Especially in this pandemic, very timely kasi we really want to help do our part, no, sa pag-stimulate economic growth, lalo sa domestic tourism, especially si Jay, no, nandiyan na talagang nag-full-time na halos sa moto journalist, no, na isa sa talagang pinaka nire-respeto sa riding community. Pero ang maganda lang siguro, Kuya Cito, I just want to make clear also, hindi lang ito for big bikes, no? We want to get all riders be involved here. Kaya magkakaroon tayo ng separate program for the smaller bikes kasi siyempre we understand yung Philippine Loop hindi naman kaya ng lahat, pero we will have smaller, siguro shorter routes, yung 2 days or a day trip, pero we want all the riders to be involved kasi yung mga underbones, alam din nila yung mga kasulok-sulukan, yung masasarap na mga hole in the wall na mga kainan, mga karinderya, sila ang may alam niyan. No? Kami ni Jay, kahit kami strike everywhere, alam namin yung maliliit na kainan. And that's the idea that we want to share. Ayan ang idea din ng TPB. No? Siguro si Deputy COO mag-explain that hindi lang Baguio, hindi lang Cebu, hindi lang Davao, hindi lang Legazpi ang nais i-promote ngayon ng DOT, but those hidden treasures that we writers know. So yan ang ano natin, ang
Arnold,
agenda.
Arnold, yung isang grupo na kilala ko, ang gusto nila pupuntahan lang kainan. Ako, kung sasabihin mo sa akin yung destination natin, di ba? Ayan, yung si JV Ejercito, isa na yan. Kung saan may turon, doon pupunta yan. Pero Arnold, matanong ko lang, no? Etong mga program ba ito, ilang araw, ilang gabi ba yung mga rides na yan? Yung shortest to the longest?
Okay. So, Kuya Cito, yung sa For Luzon, may tatlong ano yan. Yung isa is epic, yung sinabi ko yung 5 days, 4 nights. So, ito yung iikot sa Luzon, no? sa Baler, doon mag-go overnight, tapos second night doon sa Apari, tapos pupunta sa Vigan, sa Subic, Baguio, magbabagyo rin yon. Yan, and then Manila. Ngayon, merong isa, yung sinasabi ni Senator, is the micro. Ito yung dalawang sabay-sabay yan. There's one na yung Laguna Loop. Okay, iikot yan, pupuntang Pililya, Tanay, di ba? Doon sa Pililya, nandyan yung ating, kung hindi pa alam ng ating mga kababayan, nandyan yung ating mga windmills. So hindi lang sa may windmills ngayon sa atin, hindi lang sa Bangi, Ilocos Norte. Sa Pililya, napakagandang backdrop niyan. Isang araw po yan, one whole day, micro, yan. And then another micro is the Cavite Batangas Loop. Yan. So iikot po yan. Oo.
Yung Visayas naman, ano ang plano dun sa Visayas? Kasi marami yung gusto sa Visayas at sa Mindanao. At saka kayo bang tatlo na natanong ba ninyo si Presidente Duterte? Kasi baka banatang kayong tatlo. Ba't ako hindi kasali?
Alright, rider din ng Pangulo So dapat kasali din sila. Kahit si Senator Bongo nga, di ba? Sumasakay ng motorsiklo.
Rider ba si Bongo?
Ano siya, nakikita namin. Sumasakay siya ng
Okay.
Scooter.
Scooter. Okay. So anyway, so Jay, paanong labanan yan? Mga ilang libo yung sasama na yan kasi right now, yung mga nag-i-sneaky, yung mga patagong mga road trip ngayon, pag binibilang ko base doon sa mga post nila sabi ko mukhang marami-rami ang tumatakbo ngayon. Pag naging official and legal, how many do you expect will join?
Alam mo, Kuyang Cito, every year naman nagkakaroon ng federation rides So, especially the big bikers, no? Of course, this is not the majority of riders, but dun sa panig ng mga big bikers last year, nandun kami ni Senator JV o the other year ba yun, Sen? No, yung ginanap sa Iloilo, it's almost 4,000 big bikes ang dumalo doon, no? And libo-libo talaga every year ang dumadalo doon sa mga federation rides. Ang gagaling yan from Luzon, from Visayas, Mindanao. Iba-iba kasi ang nagiging host Minsan Luzon, minsan Visayas, minsan Mindanao. So before the pandemic, Kuyang Cito, hindi ka magugulat kung libo-libong mga rider ang nagpa-participate dyan. So dito sa caravan na ito, let's think and expect na meron tayong pandemya kaya hindi natin agad-agad na may encourage lahat ng tao o lahat ng klase ng biker. So ang ginagawa natin sa media, for example, sa Ride PH, ini-ensure namin, gaya niyan, umiikot kami ni Sen JV, pinapakita natin sa mga tao, mga kapwa bikers na okay, in place na yung mga safety protocols, yung mga kapwa natin biker, kung nag-iisip kayo na safe bang pumunta sa Tagaytay, let's say sa isang establishment, okay bang pumunta sa Pililya Wind Farm, okay bang magpunta dyan? Ilan bang checkpoint ang dadaanan mo? So, these are the things na gusto nating klaruhin sa ating mga kapwa rider bago sumali sa caravan na, uy, itong mga lugar na ito, nakita namin dun sa Ride PH mo, kung safe naman, at well in place ang mga safety protocols. Yun yung kahalagan, for example, na kasi ang mga rider, second nature na yung nagpaplano at naghahanda sa bawat trip na kanilang sasalihan eh. So for example, may trip sila this coming month. Nako, minsan mga 3 months before, planuhan na yan, kanya-kanya ng meeting yan. Mga dadaanan natin, okay ba yung kalsada dyan? Okay ba yung safety protocols dyan? Saan tayo matutulog? Saan tayo mag-hotel? So, yan, Kuyang Cito, talagang kailangan ipakita natin na, oy, kampante ako dahil yung grupo ko, let's say pupunta yung grupo ko na 10 kami, di ba? 10 lang ang pinapayagan, for example, na group ride, no? Kailangan malaman ko kung meron kami sapat na lugar na kakainan o tutulugan.
Well, yung tanong na yan gusto ko pasagot kay Arnold kasi siyempre this is going to promote the destination, promote the safety and popularity of motorcycle riding. Pero ang maraming nagtatanong dito sa programa, yung mga outlets, yung mga restaurant, sino yung mga kasama o paano sila pwedeng sumali. Kasi siyempre, I am sure, gentlemen, I am 100% confident that the minute you start announcing this, there will be thousands, yung lalo na yung underbone, who will want to ride with you guys. So, ang kailangan, i-spread out natin sila, Arnold, kung saan sila kakain at sila magbe-break.
Actually, Kuya Cito, we are targeting kasi syempre, we're in the pandemic right now, mga 250. First come, first serve po ang registration. So, this is our target para dun sa bawat phase no, ng ating motorismo caravan. So, we're going to host the dinners, mga dinners po na mga kung saan sila pupunta. So, yan po ang ating target, of course. Gaya ng sabi ko, we will have to make sure na mabigyan sila ng karampatang information before they start the caravan.
Okay. So, ikaw, JB, ano bang plano mong salihan? Luzon, Visayas, o Mindanao, and why? O baka all of the above ka na naman?
Well, actually, ako yung Cito, kung pwede lang lahat, alam mo. Sobrang ganda talaga talaga. Nag-share ko lang, ni Jay ito, no? Especially sa Mindanao, for me, yan ang rider's haven, no? We have very nice roads, lalo sa sa itong todo yung build program doon the last 4-5 years. Wow, we have 4 lanes, 8 lane highways, ang gaganda ng kalye, tapos hindi masyadong maraming tricycle. Pag lumabas ka ng city, napakaluwag na, no? Tapos, alam mo, Kuya Cito, magugulat ka dun. May napuntahan ako dyan, Davao Oriental, tsaka yung Surigao del Sur, Agusan. Wow, yung mga waterfalls dyan, ang lalapit lang, hindi mo na kailangan mag-hike. Ang gaganda. Sobrang gaganda, no? So,
alam mo, JB, ikaw may asawa ka. Si Jay may asawa. Mabuti kung payagan kayong hindi sila isasama. Paano ba yun, Arnold? Paano yun kung gustong may mga backrider ng mga misis? Kasi alam mo, although tinuruan kami nung pastor namin na sinabing, forgiveness is easier than permission. Medyo, paano ba ang gagawin natin dito?
Of course, we will follow po yung protocol na bawat provinces. So, we are in coordination naman. So, we have to make sure na lahat ng dadaanan nila acceptable yung mag-asawa. Ganun po. Kasi ngayon, 'di ba, medyo nag-relax na ng konti ang ating gobyerno na pwedeng in some areas, majority GCQ areas, pwede na yung mag-asawa. So we'll just have to make sure we follow the safety protocols ng bawat destination na pupuntahan ng mga motorista. Yun lang po.
Okay.
Kuyang Cito, ako, madagdag ko lang dahil nabanggit mo yung baka kulangin ng mga hotel or mga resort na syempre, yung iba malalayo ang panggagalingan. Alam mo, mga cowboy naman ang rider, Kuyang Cito, and I encourage all the establishments, with the permission of the TPB, na sana mag-allot din sila ng mga open spaces for camping. You know, a lot of riders would appreciate that, Kuyang Cito. And mas kampante sila na open space ito eh. Nagpa-flow ang hangin, no? Kung meron silang patches of green, kahit doon mismo sa vicinity ng kanilang resort, pwede rin kasing i-offer nila yon para hindi naman, kung halimbawa, nagdadalawang isip sila na magpunta dito sa lugar na ito, matulog, di ba? May option sila na mag-camp doon. Dahil cowboy, marami mga riders ang cowboy, Kuyang Cito, and if this will prevent them from joining dahil apprehensive sila, baka matulog ako sa isang kwarto na hindi ako sigurado, meron akong option, di ba? Pero makakasama pa rin ako sa grupo. So that's one way of encouraging our riders. And Sen JV would agree na marami nagga-glamping ngayon, di ba, Sen? Marami ng mga camping na yan eh. At kasama yung kanilang pamilya, ha? Kasama.
Ito si Senator JB, alam ko, ikaw, experienced rider ka even in Europe. Hindi naman pwedeng lagi ka naka-hotel doon sa Europe. Paano ba ginagawa ninyo pag nagro-road trip kayo sa Europe?
Actually, kami ni Jenny, may napuntahan kami yung annual BMW Motorrad, no? Gathering. Nako, talagang siguro 8-9 days na umiikot kami. Actually, we stay in hotels there, pero hindi yung mga 5-star yan, no? Sometimes 2-star, 3-star. Tapos, may nakasama kami, Kuya Cito, yung mga hardcore talaga, nagte-tent sila, may dala silang mga tent. Meron mga taga-Europe kasi yung advantage doon sila eh. So, like yung sinasabi ni Jay, kami basta magkasama-samang mga riders, we don't mind kahit na may tent. Actually, kahapon, Kuya Cito, kwento ko lang, nag-trail ulit ako kahapon dyan sa may Rizal, no? Ang dami magandang mga, kahit mga waterfalls, magugulat ka dyan na sa Montalban, sa Antipolo, San Mateo. May mga nakasama kami, makilala namin. Ako, nag-camping sila. 2 nights na sila doon. Dala lang 4x4, may mga tent sila. So, siguro this is what this pandemic has, yung maganda sa pandemic na to. Marami ang naging outdoor, sila ngayon, mas outdoorsy, kumbaga, no? Biking, nagka-camping, nagka-hiking. So, yun lang. Mas naging conscious tayo ngayon sa nature.
Cito, perspective lang. If I may add, no, nabanggit ni Sen JV yung sa Germany, Sen, no, yung pinuntahan natin, yung BMW Motorrad Days. Every year yan. Alam mo, humigit kumulang sa 50,000 motorcycles ang nagpupunta dyan sa event na yan. And kung di ako nagkakamali, almost half, more than half, nagka-camp out sila dun sa events area for 3 days. No? Napakalamig for us. Tingin ko mahirapan ako, but syempre taga-roon sila. Taga-roon sila, hindi sila nanginginig sa lamig. But isang dito, perspective din, and why the DOT and the Tourism Promotions Board, bakit tinatap yung mototourism and the local riders, no? Sa Europa, no? At sa ibang parts of the world, a multi-billion-dollar industry ang mototourism. Kuyang Cito, alam mo ba yon? Napakaraming naglalakbay, no? Lalong-lalo na pagka riding season dyan. Ako, they would spend a lot of money, going to different places, going to events, staying at different hotels, kumakain sa iba't ibang restaurant. Nako, ang isa sa mga nag-fuel talaga ng economy, lalong-lalo na dyan sa, halimbawa sa Italy, sa Germany, at sa ibang parts ng Europe. Sa Eastern Europe, binibenta nila ngayon yung Eastern Europe. Galing kami ni Senator JV na napakaganda ron, di ba, Sen? Talaga it's something that we can do here, Kuyang Cito.
Well, yan ang dahilan kung bakit nga feature natin yan dito sa programa. Bagamat ako ay walang motor, hanggang ngayon, wala pa ring motor, at puro moto-kwento na lang. Pero siguro pag pinagdasal nyo dalawa, baka sakaling yung ninong ko mabigyan ako ng 50% discount doon sa R18. In any case,
sa may libis yan. Sa may libis ka makakapili ng motor.
Ibigay ko na yung pagkakataon kay Ginoong Arnold Gonzales for the last word kasi ubus na oras natin, gentlemen. Arnold, please invite our viewers.
Yes, salamat po Kuya Cito. Bago po ako magsasabi ng last words, I'd like to assure our riders na for the accommodation establishments, kasi ang Department of Tourism po, they issue certificate of authority to operate. So kung hindi wala silang CAO, hindi po sila makakapag-operate. Yun lang po. So would like to assure our riders, invite our riders, sumali po kayo sa aming motorismo caravan. And we would like to thank you in advance po for being our promoters of Philippine tourism. And maraming salamat din po kay Senator JV, kay Sir Jay Taruc for being our partners sa pag-promote po ng turismo dito po sa ating bansa through mototurismo. And thank you, Sir Kuya Cito, for this platform, for this venue. Maraming salamat.
Okay, anytime. Thank you, Senator JV Ejercito. Good to see you back on camera. Dalas-dalasan mo naman at marami ka pang magagawang tulong sa mga mamamayan natin, lalo na sa mga nagmumotor. And of course, Jay Taruc, always nice to hear from you. And hopefully one day I will have the courage to get back on a bike.
We will
God
push you
willing.
kami ni Sen. Oh.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you, Kuya Cito.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, that's all the time we have here on agenda. I used to have a motorcycle, a 752 stroke Kawasaki. That lasted me a few months until I had an accident and promptly discovered the hindi regular motorcycle yung nabili ko kung hindi cafe racer, and it was not the right bike for a beginner. In any case, that has been decades ago, and I don't know, because my daughter said you can ride a motorcycle again if you want to, Papa, but I reserve the right to say I told you so kung maaksidente ka. In any case, that's it. Please continue to pray for our nation, that we will all overcome, that we will all be able to coexist with COVID-19 if we cannot get rid of it. And we pray that all of your families, members, loved ones are safe. And for those of you who are struggling, suffering, our love is with you. We feel your pain. We're all in this together. God bless all of you. Take care. I'm Cito Beltran, and that's Agenda for Today.
Mother effer. Ba't ganon? So weird.